We are hanging out here in New York City, downtown, in the classic village.
Just off Bleecker Street.
Off Bleecker Street, a very famous area of legendary clubs, the Bitter End, Kenny's Castaways, and we're just coming from La Poisson Rouge, where they are having the Winter Jazz Festival, which has been amazing. Some great performers. We just saw Don Byron perform with D.K. Dyson, and Vernon Reid opened up the set with his multimedia project. And the festival goes on, but what really makes this even more special is that I'm having a real-life connection with a well-known Second Life artist and performer who I've had the pleasure of collaborating with, Jan Pulsford, also known as Jana Kyomoon. It's a pleasure to meet you in real life.
Likewise, after all these years.
You've never had any hesitation or reservations with, saying, oh, well, Jan Pulsford is one person, but Jana Kyomoon is another, and I don't want to cross the two. That's a big thing in Second Life. People saying real life and Second Life are two different things. I don't cross the two. You've never had any problem with that?
Well, because I've always worked behind the monitor, behind people, to me it's just like having another band, really. So Jana Kyomoon makes sense to me. My electronica project, Athena Blue, that I do with drum and bass, and Jana Kyomoon is more of the ambient stuff, and Jan Pulsford plays the music of Jana Kyomoon. In the same way as Jan Pulsford played the music of Cyndi Lauper or the Thompson Twins or Darlene Love or, whoever. So for me, it wasn't really a problem.
What brought you into Second Life?
Well, for me, it was just a natural progression because I've been involved in electronica since the 80s. I'm a real old hand at it. And I've always been trying to be on the cutting edge and trying to find new ways to utilise all the great developments in electronica. I was using AIM and, we were putting all of that together to creative collaborations with people from all over the world. And then we got into Rocket Network, so I was doing all this creative collaboration for years. And then all of a sudden somebody introduced me to the virtual world of Second Life, which is where you can dream in 3D. And for me, it just seemed the natural progression.
Was that other person, was that a musician?
Yeah, it was somebody who in Second Life is known as Cypress Rose.
Oh, Cypress, yeah.
And Cypress and I, we've always been very, very close in what we've done. I mean, I remember when he discovered the internet first, when it went into the public domain in 1993, and I just followed straight in after him. And so it's always been a bit like that. I discovered mp3.com and got him into that. So when he got into Second Life, I went in and started playing as part of the Peace Park Trio with Cypress Rose, with Travis Kaufman and myself, because I'd always been in bands, so it was an automatic thing that we would stream and do this band project. But then as time went on, I made the big leap to be a solo artist, which I had never really done before because I'd always worked behind and with people. And Jana Kyomoon was born, and I suddenly realised the positive impact it was having on people who found me in Second Life, from doctors, terminally ill, hospices, hospitals, which was just incredible. So I dedicated my Second Life to doing that.
And I've actually seen that going to some of your performances, and you have a very loyal and very faithful following of people who I learned after the fact. Some of them were very sick. Your music was healing for them.
Yes, and including some doctors as well, and as you said, terminally ill people, because when you talk about virtual worlds, one of the reactions I get from a lot of people is, oh, why do I want to bother with that? I'd like to go out and do and see live music and mix with live people. And I say, well, you're really fortunate that you can actually do that. Because some people can't get out of their house, but some people can't even get out of their bed.
Right.
And there was this one particular woman that used to come to my concerts. She was so disabled that she could only work the software with her eyes. and she lived this whole virtual life from her hospital bed. I think that's really something.
Tell me about the illusion of reality. What is this?
Well, it's going to be a monthly live show in London, which will be mixing the virtual worlds into the real world. Hopefully with the Tuniverse, that's the Oddfellows studio. He does do some pretty fantastic psychedelic kind of graphics. And he does them live from Boston, does them to my music, which I will stream live from London, and if it's...
I want to thank Jana for chatting with us and for being on the show. Now, let's take a look at one of Jana Kyomoon's performances inside Second Life. Thank you, Jana.
Thank you very much indeed. See you all soon.
Peace.